Hello everybody, this is Elliot from ETJ English, and today we have a classic ETJ English lesson. It's a classic because we're talking about phrasal verbs, expressions, and we're combining those with pronunciation. Amazing. So, today we're looking at this sentence. My friend gave me a lift yesterday. He picked me up at the train station and dropped me off at the airport because I needed to catch a flight. So why this sentence? Well, number one, it has a few phrasal verbs in it, and phrasal verbs are an amazing way of sounding more like a native. Two, because any sentence can actually help you with your intonation, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're also going to learn about some connected speech, how we can link our words together, but most importantly, this lesson, like a previous lesson I've done before, should teach you that you can take any sentence, as long as it's a decent length, and you can make it into a pronunciation learning experience. Just a simple sentence out of a book, you can learn so much from just that one sentence. So I practice this with my students who've joined my course all the time, and it's an extremely effective technique for both learning expressions and phrasal verbs and of course improving that pronunciation at the same time. So firstly, let's take a look at the phrasal verbs in here. We have gave or give me a lift. Now, to lift something usually means to carry, to pick something up and carry it somewhere, right? A lift can also be an elevator. It's the British way of saying an elevator, something that we stand in that takes us up to another floor, right? But also, someone can give you a lift. Now, if someone gives you a lift, that simply means they are carrying you in their vehicle or on their vehicle, if it's a bike, to a place that you need to go. So they are transporting you. So for example, if I said to my friend, "Can you give me a lift?" That would simply mean, can you take me somewhere in your vehicle or on your vehicle? We more often say this than say, for example, "Can you take me here, please?" "Can you give me a lift?" is a bit more friendly, a bit more natural, and it's really, really common. So if someone was giving me a lift, they would first need to pick me up. And this is where we come to our next phrasal verb. To be picked up. Of course, again, just like lifting something, we can pick up something. For example, this pencil is on my table. I'm going to pick it up, okay? But also someone could pick me up. Again, they could lift me, carry me, like I just carried that pencil. But also to pick someone up could mean to collect them. So for example, if I'm giving someone a lift, I would first need to pick them up, meaning drive to their place, their location, to get them in my car so I can then take them where they need to go. Which leads me on to the next one, which is to drop someone off. If I'm dropping someone off, that would be when we arrive at their destination and they leave my vehicle, okay? So someone's going to give me a lift, but to give me that lift, they need to pick me up. And then when we arrive at our location, they are then going to drop me off outside or wherever. And then finally, to catch something. Now, you can catch a cold, meaning to get sick. You can catch a ball when somebody throws it at you. You can catch many things physically as well. But if I'm going to catch a flight, catch a train, catch a bus, that simply means to use or, use the transport, okay? So I'm going to catch a bus. That means I'm going to get on. I'm going to use the bus. So, let's start at the beginning of the sentence. My friend gave me a lift yesterday. So, my friend gave me a lift yesterday. Me and me ends with a vowel. Is a schwa sound, okay? It begins, or it is a vowel. Now, if we have a word which finishes with an E, which is a smiling vowel, and a word which begins with a vowel, we're going to use a consonant, and the consonant we're going to use is a y sound to join them together. So it becomes, my friend gave me a lift, Mia. A bit like the name, Mia, M-I-A, Mia. My friend gave me a lift yesterday. Let's also talk about the pronunciation of yesterday. I hear so many students pronounce the word yesterday wrong, whether they're pronouncing the R and they're saying yesterday, or there are many different ways. Yesterday, yesterday, yesterday. My friend gave me a lift yesterday. Next part of the sentence. He picked me up from the train station. He picked me up. It's happening again. Me up. So we're doing what we call intrusive sounds. Again, the y sound is appearing. He picked me up from the train station. Listen to the word from the train station. We're not saying from the train station. We're actually saying from the train station. So the word from is being pronounced as kind of like from the train station. The reason why is because the word from is really not very important in this sentence. And there are some of these words which we call function words. They're words which can have a weak form because they're not very important in a sentence. So in this case, the word from is becoming from because we want to say it fast to keep the rhythm and to get to the stressed words faster. Other words this happens with are words like to becoming t, for becoming f. It happens a lot, and we use the schwa sound mostly to kind of reduce these words into a weaker form. He picked me up from the train station. Train station. Great way to practice the A diphthong. A. Train station. And of course, station finishes with a schwa sound. Station. Shun. Station. Okay, so he picked me up from the train station. From the train station. If you're having difficulty getting to the from the, then there's a little tip I taught previously in one of my lessons. When we're pronouncing the TH sound really fast, sometimes we can just quickly tap the back of the teeth. So, from the train station, from the train station. I'm actually very quickly tapping the back of my teeth. I'm not completely pushing my tongue between my teeth for that TH sound. And that is something which natives do, sometimes. Next part of the sentence. And dropped me off at the airport. And dropped me off, again, me off, at, or if you want to sound more native, at, where we drop the T, the, at the. And the reason we're saying the and not the is because airport begins with a vowel sound or a diphthong sound, which is still a vowel. And that means we're going to be, again, pronouncing the as the, because that's what we do when the next word begins with a vowel. We pronounce the as the. So it's the airport. Now we're linking again. The airport. We're producing a y sound. Airport begins with the air diphthong. Airport. Now try it all together. The airport. The airport. It's quite a difficult one. Again, the word and at the beginning of this sentence. I could say, and dropped me off, instead of saying, and dropped me off. The reason why is because and, again, not very important in this sentence. We could class it as a function word, so we can drop most of the word and pronounce it as a kind of sound. And dropped me off, instead of and dropped me off, because there's too much going on there. Final part of the sentence, because I needed to catch a flight. Because I needed to catch a flight. Now, because I. So now we have a different situation. This is called linking. What we were previously doing with me was intrusive sounds, where we create an intrusive sound. But here, we're doing what we call linking. And this is when we have a word which finishes with a consonant sound, and the next word begins with a vowel sound. So we have because, which ends with a z, and I, which begins with a vowel. So we're actually going to use the z at the end of because to join to the I. Because I needed to catch a flight. Again, to is a function word, so we're pronouncing it as to catch a flight. to catch a flight. Again, catcha, catcha. So the word catch is joining with a because it ends with a consonant, ch, and the next word is a vowel, catcha, flight. Whew. Now, finally, let's join the whole sentence together, and I want you to mimic my intonation. Listen to my intonation and copy me. Pause it if you need to, okay? I'm going to read it off my screen because I have a really bad memory. Okay. My friend gave me a lift yesterday. He picked me up from the train station and dropped me off at the airport because I needed to catch a flight. So, my intonation. Let's just briefly go over intonation. It's a very complex topic, and again, you can learn real details about this in my course. But just to give you a vague idea, when we finish speaking, we take the tone down. That's the most important thing to know. It's how our listener knows that we've finished speaking. So, at the very end of this sentence, because I needed to catch a flight, we're going down at the end, because we want to show that listener that we've finished speaking. Remember that the stressed words, so the words which you think sound important in this sentence, we're going to raise the tone. Now, when we stress, this is something you really need to understand. Tone is more important in stress than saying the word louder or saying it more aggressively or making it longer. The most important part of stress is just raising the tone slightly on the stressed syllable of the stressed word. Just giving it a bit more of an emphasis. Really important to do that. So for example, my friend gave me a lift. My friend gave me a lift. I'm not really saying friend and lift louder or anything. I'm actually just raising my tone and I'm making the words just a bit stronger, really. That's all I'm doing. There's no need to say it aggressively just to make the stress hurt, okay? And the thing which makes the stress and the tone all come together is those function words, making words weak when they're not important, saying them nice and fast so that we can get to the stressed words faster. As I said, I could give you a massive intonation lesson on all of this, but intonation is a very, very complicated topic and everybody has a different tone. I'd have to work with you directly if you need help with intonation. This is why I offer a WhatsApp or WeChat service when people join my course. It comes with the course. People are able to send me voice messages whenever they want, and I give them feedback on how they're doing in the course, their pronunciation, the vowels, the consonants, everything. And also tell them what's going right and wrong with their intonation and how they can improve it. So as well as it being an online course, it's also constant contact with me, a professional teacher and accent coach. So if you do want to join, you can just press the link below and see more information about the course. I'd love to help you. I really hope this lesson helped you today. It really does show you how one sentence or one kind of big little piece of speech, big/little piece of speech, big little, that doesn't really make sense. It's amazing how this can help you with seeing how much is in the language, connected speech, weak forms. So I really hope this lesson helped you today and I look forward to reading your comments below. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and I will see you next time. Cheers guys, bye.